The price changed while she watched. A shopper reached for a snack bar marked $2.50. Then the tiny screen flickered. Seconds later, the same bar showed $3.16. In another aisle, a cup moved from under $2 to $2.18. Then the label glitched out. In produce, a woman found no prices at all. No signs, no numbers, just confusion, while staff said the store was doing a digital reset. Then the panic spread. People started filming toys, clothes, milk, mugs, baby food, and clearance items. Some claimed prices changed by location. Others feared cameras, apps, facial recognition, and personal data. Walmart said prices would remain consistent. But customers were already asking the dangerous question: what happens when the shelf no longer feels like the truth? For decades, the paper price tag did one quiet job. It told shoppers what something cost before they committed to buying it. That tiny label created trust, especially for anyone shopping with a strict budget. Now that label is becoming a screen. Walmart has been rolling out electronic shelf labels, the small digital displays placed where paper tags used to sit. Reports said the company expected the technology across its United States stores by the end of the year. The official promise was simple: fewer paper signs, faster updates, cleaner shelves, and less employee time spent changing prices by hand. But consumers heard something else. They heard that a store could update thousands of prices from a computer. They saw labels blink in real time. They watched shelf prices disagree with registers and apps. The technology was designed for efficiency. It landed in an economy where every cent feels personal. The first outrage did not begin with a complicated theory. It began with produce. A woman walked into Walmart and found no visible prices on the fruits and vegetables around her. No signs, no numbers, nothing to tell her what she would pay per pound before putting food in her cart. She asked for a manager. While waiting, she noticed a few positive changes. Limes were now 25 cents each, far better than the $1 each she had seen before. Lay's potato chips were down to $2.50 per bag. She admitted those were good prices. Then came the explanation. Employees said the store was in the middle of a reset for digital pricing. One person told her a produce item was 98 cents per pound. But that did not solve the larger issue. She wanted the price visible before the purchase, not explained after she complained. That moment matters because grocery shopping is not just picking items, it is calculation under pressure. People compare, swap, remove, and negotiate with themselves in every aisle. The price tag is part of the budget. Soon, shoppers began posting clips of electronic labels changing. One person filmed a cup that had been under $2, possibly $1.98, before it showed $2.18. The label flickered, went blank, and settled back at $2.18. Another shopper said several snack-sized candy bars shifted from $2.50 to $3.16 while they stood there watching the display glitch. A separate video showed a markdown tag that reportedly moved from $12.97 to $5, then refreshed to $10. 97 during filming. That was enough to turn a shelf label into a suspect. Because once customers see a price change in front of them, they stop seeing technology. They start seeing a trap. Then the anger collided with checkout totals. One shopper said baby food appeared to be $1.92 on the shelf, but scanning the barcode showed $2.97. She said a clothing item had a tag around $10, but the scan showed more than $12. Her advice was simple: scan everything before trusting the shelf. That advice is not harmless. It turns shopping into unpaid audit work. Every item now needs a second check. Every shelf label becomes a maybe. Every register becomes a moment of suspense. Budget shoppers feel it first.
One woman described calculating her total as she shopped because she had an exact spending limit.
If an item looked like $10 on the shelf but rang up as $20, the problem was not just money. It was embarrassment, stress, the fear of deciding what to remove while people waited behind her. That pressure compounds. A parent might approve a $5 toy for a child, Then reach checkout and discover it is $10.97. If one item changes, it is annoying. If everything in the cart is slightly higher, the entire budget breaks. Then came the sticker fight. A shopper said a Star Wars-related item rang up at $14.88, while every box carried a $9.97 sticker. She insisted the store honor the sticker price. She said Wisconsin law required the legally advertised price to be honored, and the employee eventually adjusted it. The key detail was not the mug. The key detail was the employee allegedly trying to remove the sticker in front of her. That turned a price mismatch into a trust rupture. A shelf once felt final. Now customers were photographing tags before checkout, creating evidence for a purchase that should have been simple. That is a terrible customer experience. Then the story jumped from pricing errors to surveillance fears. Online, people began claiming the electronic shelf labels could read mood, facial expressions, shopping history, bank accounts, or phone data. One viral fear said happy children could make prices rise. Another claimed shoppers should cover their faces, look sad, and avoid crowded hours. The theory became absurd, but the fear underneath was real. People already know digital systems track behavior. Apps remember purchases. Websites test prices. Loyalty accounts connect identity to spending. Self-checkout machines can recognize patterns. So when a shelf label became digital, shoppers assumed the whole store had become an algorithmic negotiation. No public proof in these clips showed shelf tags reading bank accounts. But perception can damage a business before proof arrives. If customers believe prices are personalized against them, the store loses moral credibility. The bargain stops feeling like a bargain. Walmart has denied claims that customers will face surge pricing or different prices based on who they are. In broadcast coverage, the company said prices would be the same regardless. Lawmakers still raised concerns about automated price increases, especially if prices could respond quickly to demand. That denial did not stop the app's suspicion. A mother looking for a bubble lawnmower found a different toy listed at $4 on Walmart.com. She said it was sold by Walmart, not a third party, and that the store page showed her location. In the store, employees scanned it and got $14. She asked for a price match. The argument escalated until loss prevention and security became involved. Eventually, another employee looked at the situation and approved the $4 price. The toy was not the real story. The real story was that the shopper felt pushed to use the app, while her browser showed a lower number. That raised a sharper business question. Will pricing move from public shelves to personalized screens? If the app becomes the main source of truth, the store can collect more behavior. What shoppers scan, abandon, compare, and buy becomes data. Customers are imagining a future where every glance has a cost. That fear is expensive. Walmart is not the only retailer exploring digital shelf labels, and the business logic is obvious. Paper prices are slow. Employees must print, sort, replace, and remove thousands of tags. If a price changes in the system, but not on the shelf, customers get angry at checkout. Digital labels are supposed to reduce that gap. They can also change fast. A store could update a price across an aisle in seconds. Clearance could be adjusted without printing. Promotions could start and end automatically. Inventory teams could find products faster. In theory, customers get cleaner information, but speed changes power. A paper tag is inconvenient for the store, but comforting for the customer. It looks fixed. It feels like a promise. A digital tag feels alive, and anything alive can move. That is why one shopper filming frozen food pointed at farm-rich items and said they had been $6.48 the day before. Whether the change was ordinary or suspicious, the screen made it feel intentional. The same thing happened with milk. One shopper compared a local grocery store gallon at $6 with Walmart at around $2.25, and Sam's Club even cheaper. That comparison shows why people still go to Walmart. They tolerate friction because the price is often lower, but low prices come with a psychological contract. Customers accept crowded aisles, locked cases, receipt checks, and self-checkout frustration because they believe they are saving money. If the price itself becomes uncertain, that contract weakens. One critic described the experience as paying with well-being instead of dollars. Maybe the item is $2 cheaper, but the shopper pays with stress, suspicion, and time. That is the hidden cost. Retailers often obsess over price optimization. Consumers optimize dignity too. A store can win the receipt and lose the relationship. The Walmart backlash is not really about tiny screens. It is about who controls certainty. Customers can accept higher prices when they are clear. They can accept markdowns when they are honest. What they cannot accept is feeling trapped between a shelf, an app, a register, and an employee who all show different numbers. Digital labels may become normal. They may even prevent some checkout errors, but if retailers use them without visible rules, customers will assume the worst. That assumption is already spreading. The lesson for every business is brutal. Technology that saves labor can destroy trust if it makes buyers feel watched, tested, or outmatched. The shelf price is more than information. It is a promise. And once shoppers start photographing that promise for evidence, the store has already lost something money cannot easily buy. The future of retail may be faster, cleaner, and more automated. But if certainty disappears, customers will not see innovation. When the price tag stops feeling like a promise, the bargain is already broken.